All right, I got a good one for y'all today. This guy, I don't know if they have his name. Oh, Jamal Robinson, retired at age 39 and now lives on $185,000 a year salary in Dubai. He's gonna share his story, talk about his success, and I share this channel a lot, and I typically do not see black males at all. Actually, I've been sharing this channel for over a year. I've never seen a black male, so this one hits home for me. Not that there's any problem with the with the ones that I've shown before, but it's typically either couples, black couples, or black women that I can find on this channel. So this is the first time I've seen specifically a black male. Uh, and so yeah, definitely had to share it. Um, and yeah, y'all tap in, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Some of the biggest misconceptions about retirement is that retirement is not a destination. It's really a new phase of life. Going from making minimum wage and trying to save as much as you can and counting every penny to now being able to spend whatever you want. It's been a journey. I'm Jamal Robinson. I'm an American expat retiree living off of about $185,000 in Dubai. Actually decided to retire at 17 years old. I was working at Taco Bell. Believe it or not, at that age, I was able to look around at the job market and I didn't see a lot of people that were happy with work. I learned that it's really important to make sure that you're working and you have your own relationship with work and you're not doing something that you don't want to do. So in my mind, I always thought that it made the most sense to compress that amount of time in my life. And I set the goal to retire early at 45, which I wound up hitting 6 years earlier than expected.
$3.5 million, and dang, yeah, he did that in investment savings from, what did he say, 17 to 39, I guess. So what's that, 22 years? Built up 3.5. He was investing heavily. Hopefully they show the breakdown of his income and investment scale. That'd be nice.
As soon as I retired, I went out and I explored, and so far it's been about 9 countries and 15 cities, and I've been loving it. What I love most about Dubai is it really caters to people that have been retired and are looking for a lot of services and activities. I found that most often the things that were promised to me in America actually existed here. So the levels of safety, the levels of like integration of people into society where everyone's accepted. Over the weekend for fun, I find myself going out and just exploring new areas. So I may go out to the creek and just walk around and look at the boats and meet people as I walk. 2 people surprised. Dubai is actually much cheaper for me than living in most of the major American cities I've been in. Dubai allows you to live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live, and it allows for a lot of different price ranges. Every month, I pay myself about $15,400 for the month, and of that $15,400, I wind up spending about $9,000. Food, I definitely don't go cheap on. I typically allocate about $2,000 per month. I go out and eat a lot of times when I have friends or people that I can entertain. And then as far as home, I also cook quite a lot.
All right, let's take a look at this. Obviously that rent is high. Probably not, I mean, not high for his income of $15,000 a month, which is, yeah, that's about, I think that's about, let's do some quick math. I think that's about 3%, which is really good. 3,500,000, 3,500,000. Did I do that right? 3,500,000. Yeah, 3%. I think it's 3%. Yep. Divided by 12. No, not quite. About 4%. I'm not gonna do too much math. So yeah, he's pulling about 4% of his nest egg. He can definitely sustain this for the rest of his life. The question is his cost gonna go up and start eating away at that 15,000? But I mean, this guy sounds like he's got it together. Um, rent. I mean, rent is yeah, I guess it's still reasonable. It's still about 25%. So he's definitely locked in. He could definitely afford this. And he's already got the investments done, so I guess he's not one who seems to be wanting to own any property. So I guess he's good. Um, and he might just be living a nomad life. Health and wellness. I wonder what that is. Hopefully he talks about that. He's almost at $3,000 for health and wellness. Transportation, discretionary, food. Yeah, he said he doesn't go cheap on his food. I mean, he looks like he's in shape. I guess he's spending uh almost $5,000 on his food and health and wellness. So I'm assuming health and wellness is gym and other fitness activities. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully he breaks that down. But it's interesting seeing like someone who's got 3.5 million, and drawing out 4%, hitting $15 million, or $15,000 a month without having to work, and seeing their budget versus your average person's budget. Everything is like super expanded, but yeah, let's see what else they got.
December was a unique month for me because I'm on a kind of expat private insurance. I had to pay about $1,600 out of pocket for some medication. My doctor's visits were anywhere from $200 to $300 a piece, so it totaled up to be a lot higher. When it comes to getting around for transit in Dubai, I'm a little bit sad about this as I don't have a car. I use a service here where I get access to a driver, and the driver drives me all around the city. So I pay my $400 to $600 a month and use that for transportation. The place that I'm currently living in is two bedrooms, and it's roughly about 900 square feet. It's right off the beach and in a premium area for Dubai. And this place costs about $5,000 per month. How I live now is I'm actually spending a lot more than I typically would. My relationship growing up with money was definitely one of discipline. Without really consciously thinking through it, I chose to save a lot. Now, as I've been able to reflect a lot as an adult, I also see where I had a scarcity mindset and maybe not a healthy relationship with money in the sense of I wanted to hoard it. Luckily, I've been able to graduate to a place where I'm much more comfortable. I've been opening up the checkbook and spending more. Growing up, I didn't get much knowledge on money and investments and things that I'm focused on now. I think my parents, coming from lower middle and class homes, were more so focused on survival, as many people might be. But my parents had worked pretty hard in their life, and I just saw the wear and tear that took on them. So I wanted to be careful to not be in a similar situation and have to work and just give all of my life source and energy to a job for the remainder of my life. And I didn't know how I was going to do it, but those factors really contributed to me wanting to retire at an early age. Climbing up the corporate ladder was not easy, but I definitely aggressively climbed up the corporate ladder. I moved to Austin, Texas, worked at this amazing startup called InfoChimps, and made a lot of great connections there, and that accelerated me into tech, which later led to IBM, Amazon, Intel, Microsoft, and a few others.
Ooh, this man was killing it. Killing it. He said IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, And what else?
Accelerated me into tech, which later led to IBM, Amazon, Intel, Microsoft, and a
Intel.
few others.
Jeez.
So I always kept my eyes open for new opportunities, also made sure that I was as valuable as possible. And I would say my salary went from about $40,000 to about $60,000 to about $64,000. And then that's when I had one of my bigger jumps.
Oh.
And then after that, I went to north of 1 million. So when I got the big jump, at most I may go out and get a meal. A lot of times I didn't even do that. I always remind people that in my head I'm still the guy that's making a minimum wage working at Taco Bell. So when people see these large salaries or ask me, hey, how did it feel to make over $1 million a year? I often tell them, I don't know, it felt like making not quite minimum wage, but also not like making $1 million a year. I would make $1 million a year and I would struggle to spend over $50 on an item. There definitely was a certain.
I hope y'all paying attention. That is key. That is key. That right, and that's what I was saying earlier in the video. I was curious as to how the trajectory worked, and I mean, man, he's got a lot of money still left to be made, and I like this because I guarantee you he's not going to stay retired forever. He's just taking his time. He doesn't have to, he doesn't have to go to work, and then he can literally go work another couple of years and put another $2 million back into his investments, So he's got a lot of potential, just by building up his experience, building up his, networking, and even out in Dubai now, like he can still network. I think this is dope. I'm gonna let him finish up, but I think this is dope. His money game should be recognized.
There definitely was a certain amount of money that I wanted to hit when I retired. Over the years, that has changed. It started off in the low 1.5 million, then it got up to 5 million, then 20 million. And at some point, I realized that with what I need in life, I settled on my number, which is around 4 million. Some of the biggest misconceptions about retirement, or at the very least, things that people need to know, is that retirement is not a destination. It's really a new phase of life. I want to maximize my life experiences and not keep saving money for the future. Part of retiring was so I could explore my hobbies more. And the hobbies that I have are typically in the space of creativity. I DJ in my spare time. I've always had a love for music. So as I've gotten older and got more aware of technologies that exist, I've gotten more into producing music and just playing around with sounds. When it comes to choosing where I live, I have a matrix of about 14 things that qualify safety, the amount of singles that they have as I'm still single, the population, how diverse it is, the government, how stable it is, the currency, and a few other things. And Dubai hit pretty high on that list. What I love the most about Dubai is the cultural diversity. There's people from literally all over the world. So immediately I was able to come and feel at home. On top of that, it's very centrally located. So I can travel to the US or travel to the East and check out various like Southeast Asian countries along with Australia. And then at the same time, there's just a lot to do here. As an American expat that's also Black, I would say my experience has been very different than what I'm used to. In America, you're typically identified as a Black person first, and then after that, you're an engineer or a janitor or whatever they want to label you as. And I would say that as I've traveled around the world, as soon as I open my mouth and people hear the accent, I typically get categorized with the rest of Americans. So quite often, I don't feel my Blackness. It's almost like you're celebrated and people will come up to you and they want to talk and engage with you. So I found that it's been, maybe for the first time in my life, a privilege to be a Black person, and it's been really beneficial. Overall, I find that I'm more happy and more at peace, and it's just much better here than where I was living before. I do plan to travel in the very near future. I'm going back to Amsterdam. I'm also going to Bangkok, Thailand. I was thinking about checking out South Africa, and for various reasons, I'm going to head back to the US for a little while. And as far as what's actually next, I would say I try not to think in the typical term of what's next, as long as I can retain those emotional states and make sure that I'm also doing so while adding value to the world. I'm okay with it.
That's dope. That's dope. He's got a good plan. Like I said, he's still young enough to be able to even get back to work. It's like I mean, I feel what he's saying on in terms of uh not continuing to just chase and chase. He's like he said, his uh his 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 goal, his retirement nest egg goal, it moved. It went as high as 20 million and then back down to about 4. Um, and I can't imagine that he's gonna sit by and allow his skill set to kind of fade a little bit as it would naturally, right? If you stay out of it for so long, especially in tech, because it changes and moves so fast. I just can't imagine that he would. He just doesn't seem like the type that would. I don't envision him, and I hope he doesn't ever go back to like full time, uh, work. But I mean, if he can get a job making over $1 million a year, uh, you know, he could pad his lifestyle, especially once he gets some traveling under his belt. He gets some traveling done. There's going to be a moment there where he's like, you know what, I think I'm good on traveling for a minute. I just want to go sit down for a minute for a year and, get a job for a year or two. And, I think it's dope. I can say I have felt what he has felt, on a much smaller scale, of course, when he talks about being seen as an American first. I had the same experience when I visited Japan. Of course, I was only there for like 8 days, but I always tell people I was definitely not seen as an African American, um, or I did not feel like I was seen as an African American, even in some of the situations that I had gotten into. Uh, a little, a little. I think I've explained in a video before, but just some of the not so pleasant situations I got into, I was being targeted as an American, not as an African American. Um, and so there were people, that when I talked to them or when I came into a place, uh, would would see me as an American, and so it kind of made me feel like a celebrity in a sense, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't. It just it's harder to explain. But if you ever go to one of these places and you know that they're not so race focused, you'll see what he meant, and what I'm trying to say is like you just you're seen you're just seen as an individual, an individual from a different area of still, but just an individual. You're not seen as less than. That's the easiest way to put it. You're not seen as less than. You're seen as someone with a different lifestyle, a different someone who has different experiences, someone from an area that is popular around the world, and you're not seen as less than. Um, and so that is probably one of the reason why Japan was um, one of the best experiences I've had in traveling. But either way, this is I really wanted to share this. This is dope. I hope this inspires folks to really get their finances in order, get their lock in. Like I said, the biggest thing that he talked about there that he did was he started making over $1 million a year, which is like a very small percentage of people, and he did not go crazy, right? And the problem that we all face as human beings, but even especially in the Black community, especially coming from uh, backgrounds like him, where he said, he explained that, they didn't come from money. And, I hear that a lot, especially in the Black community. It's like, we didn't come from money. So when we get it, we feel like we gotta, we owe it to ourselves to get the best and get the greatest and live the life. Um, but it should be noted and studied that and relayed that when you get to that next level, if you could just if you can increase your lifestyle exponentially smaller than your income, right? Meaning, I'm not saying, if you double your income, then you just stay living the same lifestyle you were living. But if you double your income, don't triple your lifestyle, which is what many of us do, right? If you double your income, increase your lifestyle by 10-15%, right? Like, do a little bit better, right? But keep that increase, that the difference in that increase, keep that as an investment opportunity, an opportunity for you to save, for you to put towards your future goals. Um, and and I learned, fortunately for me, I learned that several years ago. Um, and that's what my lifestyle overall has not changed much over the past 10 years. It has not changed. The things that I buy, I actually don't buy as much of the things that I used to buy. Like, my overall expenses today are actually less than what they were 10 years ago. Although my income has probably quintupled, right? It's definitely value in doing that, right? Not saying that I don't do more today, but the whole reason why I'm able to even be here on this platform, in this, with this business that I built from ground up, is simply because I was able to maintain a lifestyle that is not that is far less than my income, right? And so I have the freedom to be able to try things, create a business, spend time, trying to build out this YouTube channel so that I can um, get some marketing done for the business, and get brand awareness out there. Like, right, if I was still living the way that I was living 10 years ago, I would be I'd have to be out working right now, trying to maintain a lifestyle that I can't afford, right? The business would not be it wouldn't even be formed, because I wouldn't have had the time to devote to it the way that I have. I wouldn't have had the extra money to put into it the way that I have, right? So um, yeah, I think there was a lot of points made in this video. I think there's a lot to learn from this video. I definitely had to share it, definitely. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll continue to search for more of these on this channel. I really like sharing these videos. They don't post often enough, and I typically like to share people that that look like us on here, men and women, but which we don't see often at all on this channel, which is understandable. Um, but we'll continue. I'll continue to share them when they come in. All right, but y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.